If your bike's MOT is due and it's been sat over winter, or for whatever reason you've barely been riding it, this video could hopefully save you a fail, a retest fee, and just generally a pretty crappy day. My bike's MOT is due later this month and it's been sat now in the garage since November, and it's now February, so what's that, like 3 and a bit months? So I thought what I'd do is film myself going over the checks that I do before I take my vehicles, whether it be the bike or the cars, to any MOT inspection. So the first thing I'll normally do is give the bike a really good clean, using some good quality products. Cleaning the bike doesn't guarantee your bike's going to pass an MOT, but turning up with a filthy bike definitely doesn't help. A properly clean bike does 2 important things. First, it helps you spot any problems before taking it to the test. Things like oil leaks, cracked hoses, perished rubbers, loose fittings, fasteners, or any major corrosion. Dirt hides these faults, whereas cleaning the bike will reveal them. Second of all, and let's be honest, it shows that the bike is cared for. MOT tests are human at the end of the day, and if something is borderline, a clearly well-maintained bike is more likely to get the advisory on a borderline issue than be given an instant fail. I've never rolled into an MOT tester with a spotless bike and thought to myself, this is hurting my chance of a pass, but I have taken dirty bikes and cars to MOTs and regretted it. As long-term subscribers will know, I am backed by the guys at True Tension, and I use a range of their cleaning products to keep my bike looking smart. From the Monkey Juice Gel Bike Cleaner, right the way through to their chain cleaning kits, and even their finishing and maintenance sprays. I'll link a few videos below in the description so you can go and check out their products and my unboxing reviews and talk a little bit about what these products are. And I can even give you a 30% off code which you can use, which is being displayed on the screen right now if you fancy getting yourself anything of theirs using the affiliate link in the description below. When it comes to cleaning the bike, I'm not talking about doing a concourse restoration. All I want to be doing is giving the bike a good enough clean that I can inspect it properly before taking it to the MOT test. So whilst I'm at it, I'm looking for things like loose fastenings or oil and fluid leaks on the floor, damaged hoses or electrical connections all inside the frame area. Whilst I'm giving the bike a proper good clean down, it's a good opportunity to get that visual inspection done yourself all over the bike. Next up, we've got tyres. These are one of the most common reasons motorcycles fail their MOT, and storage over long periods of time makes them even worse. Bikes that sit lose pressure, they develop flat spots, and the rubber can even start cracking, especially in cold conditions. So when doing your inspection of your tyres, you want to be checking the depth across the entire tyre, not just through the centre line. You're looking at the side walls for any cracking, and checking for any square or flat spots. Now my tyres on my bike are relatively new. I only fitted them a couple of months ago, and you can actually watch a DIY video of me and my friend Harvey putting them on the bike at the pop-out banner at the top of the screen right now. But I do have this old one just here that I can show you, which is a really bad example on why I actually changed the tyres in the first place. This particular tyre is very, very square at the top, the tread depth is extremely low, and it is a very old tyre. There is another video, another pop-up banner appearing at the top of the screen right now, if you want to go and learn about tyres and how to understand reading the side markings and go in a bit more depth about what makes a good versus a bad tyre. Hopefully you'll find that helpful. With tyres, it's more than just tread depth as well, we also need to be checking tyre pressures. You should be doing this regularly anyway, but especially after a long period of storage. Set the tyre pressures correctly whilst the tyres are cold. Don't assume they're fine just because they look inflated and they seem to be alright. Underinflated tyres hurt handling, increase stopping distances, and they're both an MOT problem as well as a safety problem. Consult your bike's manual for your correct tyre pressures, or have a look on the frame. My particular one here is up on the headstock. You'll be able to find your tyre pressures on your bike somewhere. Okay, so I may or may not have forgot to press record on the brake section. That's why this bit of the video looks wildly different to the rest of it. But yes, brakes, that's the next thing you want to be looking at on your bike. So it's very normal if your bike has been in storage for an extended period of time to have a little bit of surface rust on your brake discs. But what you want to be looking for is pitting, scoring, any kind of lips on the edge of the brake disc. That's all bad, and that would indicate that your brakes do need to be replaced. Next up is your brake pads. Check the thickness of them, make sure there's enough meat on their brake pads. If they're looking a bit low and a bit thin and you've combined that with some scoring or scratching on your discs, then it's probably best to replace the whole lot altogether. It is very normal after a long period of storage to have some minor corrosion on your brake discs, and it's very also quite normal to have brake pads, calipers that bind ever so slightly on the disc when you move it around, but they should free up with just a little bit of movement. So if they're sticking and staying quite stuck on, then it's probably time to kind of strip your brakes down and give those calipers a bit of a clean as well. Whilst I'm also talking about brakes, another bit of advice to do with your brakes as well is to pull the brake levers. So ride the bike, not even ride it, just push it up and down gently on the driveway or around the garage, jamming the brakes on every now and again. That should clean any surface corrosion and stuff off of the discs, but it'll also give you a good indication of whether your brakes are feeling spongy or soft, or whether the levers and stuff are all working properly. So if your brake lever pulls all the way into the handlebars or feels spongy or soft, and same for the rear brake pedal, if either of those things are happening, then it's probably time to take a good, strong look at your brakes, maybe replace the fluid and stuff as well, because if brakes are a major issue with the MOT, and that's a major thing to be tested, and you just need to make sure that your brakes are working to full optimum performance before taking it in for its test. Next up is lights and electricals, and they're probably the most frustrating MOT failures because they're so easy to check. A large number of failures come down to simple electrical faults like blown bulbs, weak batteries, or non-working brake lights. You want to turn everything on and physically walk around the bike and check the health of everything, such as the headlight, especially when it's on dip beam and main beam. Put your hazards on if you've got them to check all your indicators, and just park the bike somewhere where when you pull the brake, it puts a reflection of that light on the back wall so you can see that light coming on. Next, it's your chain and sprocket, because chains suffer badly if they're ignored during storage. They dry out, surface rust forms, and stiffer links appear. Check the chain is slack and within spec, not overly tightened nor hanging loose. If you need to adjust it, you want to grab yourself a chain monkey and a laser monkey from the guys at True Tension, and thank me later, because these things are brilliant and make adjusting your chain at home so much easier to get right. You want to look for rust or seize links. Check the sprocket teeth aren't sharp or hooked, because a badly worn chain can fail in MOT, and more importantly, a neglected chain can bind or jump under load. So cleaning it and lubricating it properly before every single test is a must. This is another area where using proper bike cleaning and chain care products, such as these from True Tension, make the job much quicker and safer. Now you want to be checking your fluid levels and looking carefully for any leaks. Testers are trained to spot leaks very quickly, and once they find one, they start looking closer absolutely everywhere else for anything else that might be at fault. The first thing you want to do is check your engine oil level. So you can either do that with a dipstick, or if, like my bike, it's got a little window to stand it upright, you'll be able to check it on there. Check your coolant levels if your bike is liquid cooled, and look around the forks as well for any oil leaks around the fork seals. Also, check your brake fluid reservoirs are all at the correct level. Even a small, visible leak can result in a failed MOT, depending on the severity of that leak. Once you've done all that, it's time to move on to the controls and general safety items. These are quick checks, but really important ones. Make sure that the throttle snaps back cleanly when you release it. Make sure the clutch feels normal, and turn the bars lock to lock to ensure that movement is smooth with no tight spots and nothing interfering with them. Check your mirrors are nice and secure, and check that nothing around the bike feels loose or rattling, such as the foot pegs or brake levers. If it feels dodgy in the garage, then it's definitely going to feel dodgy to the MOT tester on the ramp. There's a very strong possibility that they'll fail it. Finally, before the test, take the bike out for a short, gentle ride, assuming that the bike is still road legal, that is. This short ride should clear light corrosion from the brake discs, bring everything back up to temperature, and it helps spot any odd noises or behaviours before the tester does. Bikes that go straight from storage to inspections are far more likely to feel rough compared to bikes that have had a proper warm-up and have had a few more miles under their belt before getting tested. Now, I just want to say that none of this is going to guarantee a pass, but it will dramatically reduce your chances of a silly fail. Most MOT problems aren't catastrophic mechanical disasters, they're small preventable issues that get missed after the bike has been sitting for an extended period of time. So clean it, check it, ride it, and then test it. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch. I'll pop another video on the screen up here that you can click. You can take a little bit of a look into understanding tyre markings and how to pick the right tyres for your motorbike. If you haven't done so already, you can click my face over here to subscribe to the channel. And again, if you've not already done so, please do like this video. If you're watching on a mobile device, hit that hype button. Try and get this video out to more followers, more subscribers, to try and help my channel grow a little bit more. And again, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one.